Happy Thursday evening to all you fine folks out there on the World Wide Web. It is August the 22nd, 2024. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you are tuned in to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live and in color all over the World Wide Web on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching on the Facebook, hit the like and the share button. Let everybody know you are watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Real simple. Hit like, hit share, and it'll put our broadcast on your page and let everybody watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We got an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 45 minutes, whatever kind of show tonight. Jam-packed with all kinds of information, jam-packed with things that you will never, ever find out anywhere but right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live. Boys, I do have to confess something to you. We got a email today, a complaint email on the email wire. Got an email from Monty and Marge Rubenstein from Martha's Vineyard.
All right.
And Marge Rubenstein from Martha's Vineyard. They were a little bit upset with us that we had not advertised that we would be modifying our time slot tonight in order for people to watch the Democratic National Convention like we did for the Republican Convention. And so they registered that complaint, and I just sent back, and I quote, "When you get your own internet show, you can decide what time slot you put it on."
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
Monty and Marge, is that who it was? Monty and Marge. Yeah.
Rubenstein from Martha's Vineyard.
Their feelings are.
Well, look. I'm gonna take one for the team and go out and monitor what's happening up there in Chicago. By the way, we need to be all reverent. Al Sharpton just gave altar call.
Did he mention Jesus? Did he mention Jesus?
No, and nobody went for the altar either. Anyway,
well, how many nights has it been on?
It's been on since July the 14th, I think.
Well, I ain't watched nary night yet, so why should I start now? I had an invitation. Well, I went outside. You know, we had that super moon. What was it? A couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
I went outside in the moonlight and watched the grass grow. That's what I had chose to do over watching the Democratic National Convention.
Hey,
let me say this. I think there is a picture. I need to set the picture up there. Marvin, you getting my vibes on it? You don't need to watch the grass grow at night, Queasel, because in the daytime, you can better see what's in the grass in your yard, and you might avoid sticking your little bare foot into that rascal right there.
Well, yeah, he was in my yard. You're right. You're right about that. I ain't been back out there. I didn't go last night, if that helps you feel any better. He was out there yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is unreal.
You said that's about 7 foot, you think?
Yeah, the fellow that's holding that rattlesnake is Benny West, who lives right down the road from Queasel down there. Actually, that was in Queasel's front yard driveway, and that gentleman is Benny West, who used to be, and I could probably still be if you get him out of retirement, a alligator harvester. And
is that who that is?
That's Benny West.
I have watched Benny harvest. I watched Benny harvest about a 14-footer out of the slough above Jack Wingate's one time. Benny's a big man.
He used to milk rattlesnakes. He had them. He had them down there at his house, and he milked them for that. And got
that's right, for that venom, that anti-venom.
Where are the tits on a rattlesnake?
I don't know.
I don't know. I never had looked that closely at one.
I don't know.
Benny can tell you. Why don't you get Benny on the phone? I got his phone number. Get Benny on the phone, and let's get a blow by blow of that.
Marvin.
Listen to me. Now, if you folks at Martha's Vineyard, any of you that might be watching, or any of you Democrats that might be watching, if you want to come down here and start some trouble down here,
that's where you need to start.
People you're going to run into is on Benny West. and there's thousands more just like him down here. So y'all stay away from down here.
Have you got us on a big screen tonight, Marvin?
Yeah, I ain't even got the opening done yet. I had to kind of got off with Monty and Mars there, but hey, we're live. We're live everywhere tonight. We are live. Enterprise, we are live in Thompsontown. We live at 100% Flamingo Boulevard and live at turn number 3 at the Old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. All across the great United States of America and foreign countries where it's legal and illegal. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and beaming loud, proud, and clear in the great sovereign state of Baker County, Georgia. And ladies and gentlemen, remind you, it's time for the truth and nothing but the truth. You will hear it nowhere else but right here. But understand this, if you do not subscribe to common sense, conservative, Judeo-Christian principles, you need to just in there and get you a can of sardines or Viennas or beanie weenies and just watch until your heart is filled with the Democratic National Convention, because you are not going to enjoy our show. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Boys, we are live tonight at a brand new 101.947 and 189th of an inch in diagonal beauty.
Go ahead, Marvin. I want to see one of them TVs one night.
I do too. I want to see the measuring tape that he used.
That's what I want to see.
Tonight at Bustle Gut Peeps.
Go ahead.
We are live at Bustle Gut Peeps. Pork-free pork chops.
No.
Bustle Gut Peeps. One hole putt-putt golf course. Bustle Gut Peeps. Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer and Pabst Smear Test. Bustle Gut Peeps. Drive-through plastic surgery for ugly people. And Bustle Gut Peeps. Protester tending to school in Pansy, Alabama.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, good Lord.
Is he on? Hey, is he on 84? Is he on the 4 lane right there? Or you have to cut? You have to turn off.
One road off with 84 right there.
Okay.
But I figured that maybe that Floyd's mama had taught him, because he's got a protester tending to school. So
Yeah, tended to school. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'd get tended to. Yeah. Y'all know that story.
oh yeah. So hey, if y'all over in the Pansy area, if you're there tonight, you're gonna see us on the big screen. If you go in another time, tell them you saw them and heard about them on Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show. Go right up there, man. You can get you all that you want right there.
You know that very few people know what a puzzle good is.
True.
Very few people outside of Southwest Georgia, Southeast Alabama, Northwest Florida know what a puzzle gut is.
You don't think Monty and Marge know what a puzzle
They
gut
do not know what a puzzle gut is. I've seen thousands of them, though. I have seen thousands.
Yep.
Hey.
I have.
Oh, men and women, both of them got them. So.
I bet you've seen some good ones at auctions.
Oh, I see a man that comes to our auctions regular. It can be freezing, raining, 110 degrees, 105 degrees, frost on the ground, barefoot.
At an auction?
At an auction, barefoot. Never wears a shoe nowhere except to a funeral. He jars the ground when he walks, literally and figuratively.
Oh, hey, Charlie sent this in. This is amazing to me. In 1890, this man was in a sideshow as the fattest man in the world, and people paid money to see him. And the guy that did it said today he'd be the 3rd fattest guy at the local Walmart.
That's right.
Can you believe that was dubbed as the fattest man in the world in 1890? And people
them folks starved to death back then. That man was well fed right there.
Do y'all remember? Let me throw this out. You talking about the barefoot Floyd? Do y'all remember the Mennonite named Raymond that was out at I had on the show a couple of times.
Yes,
Out
I
at,
do. Yeah, yeah. He works for one of the doctors over there, I think.
well, he's passed on now, but he worked for Dr. Maddox. And when
That's
I
right.
had when I had my open heart surgery, Raymond wanted to come up to the hospital and pray for me.
Mhm.
And so J. Paul asked, I think, anybody supposed to know I was in there? I was supposed to have any company. But he asked Dr. Plans, would it be all right if he brought Raymond up there? And he said, well, if the family don't mind, yeah, that'll be fine. But he said, we'll have to make a special concession. Said, unless it's under 35 degrees, Raymond does not wear shoes.
Mhm.
And he would be coming up to
To
the
the
hospital
hospital.
room barefooted to say a prayer.
That prayer
That
was
actually,
well received too. I bet you, wasn't it, Charlie?
well, yes, sir. He never did make it up there, but he did a lot of praying. He sure did. Raymond
Yeah.
was a,
I remember. I
and it's,
remember you talking about it. You had pictures of him when you on your TV show there
yeah,
showing what he did. He was old time. He was the old time Mennonite type farmer.
exactly, exactly, and
You
knew
know
more
what?
about horses than anybody I ever knew.
I'd rather have a barefoot Christian, show enough Christian praying for me from the most well dressed, college professing, seminary preacher that there is anywhere in the world, because that barefoot preacher know what it's all about. Now I'm
What
telling
Yes,
it's
you.
all
sir.
about.
Yes,
That's right.
sir.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. You talking about preachers? I went to a funeral yesterday. One of my firefighters' daddy passed away, and I went to a funeral and Reverend Charlie Cowles preached that funeral. There was a bunch of us firemen there, and let me tell you, did he preach a sermon? He didn't spend a heap of time talking. He talked a little. He talked a good, some about the fella. But what he was doing was preaching to everybody else in that church that when they sat up there in that casket, laid up there in that casket, I'm fit to tell you, he put on. I was glad my firefighter was there to hear that. You don't hear that kind of preaching. Uh,
I heard
on
let's same comment, Queasel. Let's give to the preacher up there in the corner because the fella that we all know told me the other day he went to, I believe, Mr. Max Kelly's funeral and said Marvin was the preacher. And he said he can shuck it and shell it as good as anyone I ever heard at a funeral. So a compliment to you for a good sermon at Mr. Max Kelly's funeral, Marvin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, he knew him. See,
Yeah.
he
You
knew him.
yeah,
that counts.
Don't give me no strange preacher to preach my funeral.
he
Marvin and Queasel is going to preach my funeral, and Charlie Platt going to eulogize me at my funeral. So y'all go ahead and get ready, and y'all, cause y'all know me. Don't give me no strange preacher. Don't
I'm
give me
with you,
nobody
brother.
that knows my mama and daddy, to preach my funeral.
That yeah, I'm with you.
You hear me,
Uh,
Charlie? And
yeah,
it ain't got to be a man of the cloth. You don't understand. You ain't got to be
my
ordained.
my grandmother at age 99 and a half called me over for lunch to Enterprise one day and she said, I got you over here to talk about my funeral. My cancer's back. I said, we need to go to the doctor. She says, no, I want you to do my funeral like I want it done. And she says, me and your mom ain't really fond about our preacher right now.
Hmm.
Said he ain't been over here to see me. And she says, I want you to find somebody that knows me to say some things at my funeral. I don't want somebody, and I don't want no somebody gawking over me in a casket so they've had 100 years to come see me. And if they ain't
Uh-huh.
seen me by now, they don't want to. But that was her very thing. She wanted somebody that knew her and the life she had lived to tell it, not
And
a friend of somebody.
and and I agree with what Floyd said 100%. Don't bring some stranger up there to talk to me. But
No,
I'm gonna tell y'all something else. The same token, don't put no man up there preaching me that don't know Jesus. You
That's
ever
right.
you ever sit through that? Have you ever
Yep.
sat through
I've been
that
there.
now?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Sure
you
have.
talking about something. I don't care what kind of degree you got hung on the wall. I want to know
that's
what you
it.
know in that book that you talking out of.
What's in your
You
heart?
know,
What's in your
you
heart and
can.
your soul?
That's right. You can tell a man. in just a little while he preaches, you can tell if he know Jesus or not. It don't take long. It don't take long.
And Jesus and God has a sense of humor.
Sure
It's
to do.
okay.
Have to
He
have.
don't
They
think.
have to. Look at us. We're still alive.
Yeah.
Good point.
Go
I
ahead,
think,
Mark.
I think I'm gonna tell my wife when they get whatever they're gonna do at mine, they can do it. It's at the end of it. I want them to take an offering.
Of course. Hey, what?
I'm gonna preach your funeral, Marvin. I'm gonna preach your funeral.
Ooh.
We gonna bury you. We gonna bury you. We'll have to cut that coat that you have. We gonna bury you in your Marvin Spitznagle coat and your big hat and your big belt buckle.
That
And
belt
your
buckle.
belt buckle's gonna be on the outside of your coat.
We're gonna have to get an extra large casket to hold that belt buckle.
We're gonna have to have some
If you
extra help. We're gonna have to have some extra pallbearers just to tote the belt buckle.
hey Floyd,
They're gonna be
Floyd,
2 rows
to,
of
to
handles on
prove
that casket because the regular 6 can't tote it.
to to prove your point about God has to have a sense of humor. If he didn't, that convention center wouldn't have survived these 4 nights because everybody that spoke said, "God bless."
Wait a
Uh-huh.
minute now. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that because I ain't to show God's there.
He ain't.
Well,
They
I'm
using his
just saying
name
he's
in
let
vain.
he
I
They
uh,
using his name in vain. That's one of them deals about
yeah.
you
my
not using
my
God's name in
Bible
vain.
my Bible says that God is so holy that He don't come around sin.
Hmm.
So that's all that place is filled with that I
Did
can
y'all
see.
happen to Did y'all happen to see Slick Willie last night?
Yeah, I watched him for about 2 minutes, and I had to cut him
Mm-mm.
off, man.
I was still outside with the grass.
He's been to some cosmetologist somewhere, cause man, they had that makeup caked on him like nobody else.
Yes, sir. They had it caked on more than Tammy Faye Baker if you want to get down to the
Oh yeah,
nitty gritty.
Undertaker, Look at here. There's nothing funnier than a woman with 3 mega mansions, private jets, helicopters, and yachts giving you a lecture on income inequality. Who has never earned an honest dollar in her life?
she made the statement at the convention. She made the statement. She said, and I'm trying to paraphrase it here, that basically we all got to participate. Oh, we don't need there don't need to be any overtly wealthy people. Don't take more than you need. And they have 4 homes valued at around $50 million worth of
Mhm.
homes.
Well, now, I know you paraphrased that, but didn't she somewhat say that she learned from her mama and daddy, dear, that to not trust anyone who took more than they needed? Wasn't there something like that in the conversation?
Oh, I'm sure there was. I didn't listen to it, but I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
I can't help y'all with it. I was still with the
I can't help
grass.
you with what she said, but I do know
Oh,
that she said
our
that about.
buddy,
She made that statement about having too much money.
our
People don't
buddy,
need, don't need that kind of money.
my buddy Clay Dale, Mr. Kubota, way over there in Georgia, said Okra was there. I know Okra was there.
She was there.
Yeah.
She
I
was there.
ain't
Yeah, yeah, and you know, she did you know I read today where that at one time she told Donald Trump that him and her needed to run together for president and vice president on his show.
Did.
Yep.
Yep, I don't know.
They
I
got
don't.
it going on, man. Hey, that's a world they live in. Let them live in it.
Queasel, take it right there.
He is right here. He could walk through the halls of the Democratic National Convention and they would gavel it stopped when he walked in the hall because this man when he walks in a setting when he walks in a courtroom all eyes quit they own him when he walks in the door because that is Mr. Not Guilty who is coming in the door. The only folks in that whole room in there that gets nervous that ain't just awestruck is the district attorney, and they are hunting the back door to get out of. This man right here don't make no difference what you in, he will get you out of it. Not guilty. I mean that's what you look up not guilty in the dictionary. You're gonna see Billy Shingler's picture right there. If you in trouble, 524-1225 is the number you need to dial. If you got any other kind of lawyering firms. He does it all. He handles anything from wills to whatever you need. Outstanding lawyer, well respected, world renowned, known all over the world. Anywhere that they can watch the dirt road sports, they know about Billy Shingler. Give him a call, 229-524-1225. Not guilty.
Hey, and if you want to if you want to read some pontificating on the Democratic National Convention, go to Billy Shingler's Facebook page. He has several posts on there giving his personal and legal opinion of what he thinks of the Democratic National Convention.
Words of wisdom, right, Marvin?
Oh, yeah. Well, it starts with that, and he says, he was talking the other night. He said, Mike Obama is speaking on not being overtly wealthy. So
Hey,
Yeah,
can,
Michael Michelle Obama.
can he go get Ziggy B out of the jailhouse?
I know. I see. She says she's in the jail down there. Says shrimps has got folks all. I know that.
I ain't never heard of a sheriff arresting somebody after he done eat a bait full.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. Yeah, he doesn't eat a
He
pound
might not
of
have got
oil.
enough. He might want some more.
Evidently.
Billy Shingler would argue this. There ain't no evidence left. How's he
Yeah, he could get her out right quick. He could get her out. He could get her out.
Boys, y'all, I want to go back and talk about that just a minute. Y'all do understand, I was not joking about the deal of them having an abortion trailer at the scene.
Oh, I know.
Where you could go up there and have an abortion. You
Oh,
understand
yeah,
that?
and they're proud of it. They're proud of it. They're proud of that fact. They don't have anywhere. They don't have a prayer room anywhere. They don't have a room where you can go in there, and talk to somebody about what your problems are about not having an abortion. They emphasize the fact that we want you to have. Now, the vasectomies, I'm all on that, man, because we do not need them cats procreated. Every Democrat needs a vasectomy.
Today.
Democrat, man, I want you to go and get you a vasectomy. They're giving them away free in Chicago. So you go up there and get you one, because we do not need you procreating.
Hey, Floyd, we need to start a nonprofit raising money for males to have Democratic males to have vasectomy.
Vasectomy. I have to give. Man, that put me down. I give $1,000 right now. Go get you one. Yeah, one, man. Wear it out. Have you
a little snip's all you do. That's all
you do. Yeah, a little snip there. Because, when you live at the altar of abortion, that's what you worship.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's what you worship.
And they're gonna do abortions out there, and then say God bless on the inside.
Yeah, God bless.
God bless.
Yeah.
What is it? I learned a big word one time. I think it was called an oxymoron.
Oxymoron.
That was exactly what that would be. I would think.
Opposite meaning. It has the opposite
That's
meaning.
Exactly right.
Well, Slick Willie, that's what he said last night when he left. God bless you, and God bless America.
Every one of them has said it.
Yeah. He said, I laughed at him last night. He said, I've been coming to, and here's a part of the problem. He said, I've been coming to this convention since 1972.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know how many more I got left to come to, but I'm hoping we turn it over to these new ideas and progressive ways to move this country forward. And I hit the button then. I couldn't.
52 years ago, you realize that, don't you?
Yes, sir. Because I was 1 year old.
2 years ago, he's been.
You was how old?
He's been a power player in the Democrat Party. Go ahead.
Dang, we getting old.
Him and Hillary. Him and his wife, Hillary.
Oh boy, she was up there just grinning and sitting beside Chelsea, and I don't know. I wonder if she had on them cabbage scented underwear that she.
Rutabaga. That's what I thought of. When she walked out there, I thought of Floyd. I said, well, I wonder if Floyd is watching his bald rutabaga show tonight.
Oh, Lord. I tell you what thing that Chelsea and Hillary does not want to happen is for Bill and Chelsea to have a DNA sample. Bill will fail the test.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
that-
probably true about the two Obama young'uns.
same way. They ain't no more no had they ain't no more had two youngers than I have. So
Mm.
Now,
look,
while
when you
we're on
got
the
money and
subject,
power, you can make things happen. When you got money and power, you can buy things. You know, you can make things happen. You can erase records. You can do it all. You can change history, if you will.
So you're saying that you could make a birth certificate
You can make it.
yes.
You can create
to
anything.
show that you
And
might
you
be
can create
born in the
one. You can
United
create one
States?
that calls you an African American, and that term was not even in existence when he was born.
So it could say that you was born in America when you.
Say you're born anywhere. You can be born anywhere you want. You want it to say. You can. You create all new words for it.
You just
But
got
you
me
can't get it
thinking.
to be
That's all.
real. But
You
you
know,
know, in Democrats' eyes, they don't care.
you're right. Floyd. I mean, money can do. I don't ever forget.
Money and power.
I was around. I had a guy that was singing at the church one time. He was a gospel singer, and I asked him. I said, didn't you used to be bald headed about 20 years ago when you was traveling the circuit? He said, yeah, son. Money, you can do anything with money. These is plugs. These is plugs.
Can,
Yeah,
can,
man.
can I can I play Marvin for a minute and ask the three members other than me on the panel to give me in 5 words or less your opinion of Teacher Timothy,
Of
our
what?
vice
Who?
president. Isn't our vice president's nominee's name Tim? Is that right?
That's
Oh,
FTM, yeah, huh?
damn wall.
Teacher. He's a teacher and coach. Now we're gonna call him Teacher Timmy. What what is your personal opinion in 5 words or less of Teacher Timothy? Marvin,
I, come back to me. Let me. I want to.
I tell you what it. Yeah. Phony,
Floyd,
phony, fraudulent, liar, and that's about it.
Quazel.
Fraudulent
Not
liar.
very much.
I can do mine in one. Idiot.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you
Well,
get
What
that.
is it? What is it about the state of Minnesota? We talked. Floyd and I, the only ones that were here last week, talked about this for a moment last week, and I'm kind of an authority more than anybody else on the panel about this guy. Jesse the Body Ventura was elected governor of the state of Minnesota. We wouldn't even let him come down here and wrestle in the mid 70s. He was an idiot then. He was an idiot now. What is it about the idiots they elect as their governor in Minnesota?
That's about as
well,
far up to being a Yankee as you can possibly be. And they're
listen.
Yankees.
I
If you are a Yankee, you are a lunatic, if you will.
Amen.
They have
he
no idea of the real world.
when he abandoned his military base, his military unit, that he knew nothing about, when his commanding officers already done said that he went around him to get out, and that he knew months before he mentioned that he was going to retire that they was fixing to deploy. When they done that, they should have just moved him right on, sent him right on somewhere else. He ought not to even be eligible to be elected for anything. Uh, he uh, he, in my opinion, he's a traitor. He
But
turned
that's the
traitor
people they
on the
choose.
yeah,
That's who they
on,
choose.
on his unit.
He's a
So
hero to them. That's who they
Excuse me.
want.
I ain't
They
got no
Somebody said,
want
use for him.
some reprobate, the worst reprobate that you can find, the biggest liar that you can find, the biggest stooge, and he is a complete stooge. When he comes out there and he's doing all his hand doing and all, he reminds me of them old sideshow when we used to go to the fair when
yeah.
they'd have the hoochie coochie girls up there, and he'd be up there enticing people to come into the hoochie coochie show. That's what he reminds me of. He's just that big an idiot.
Was that?
Somebody, somebody reminded me it's Tampon Tim. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
was
that's
misquoted
him.
there.
That's him, Von
I think
Tim.
Was that
He's
the
the
same
man.
Boy, was that the same Hoochie Coochie show that the Dracula was at?
Heck yeah, over at Gray Hodges Park. I remember the man well. Little old skinny man had a mustache, and he was smoking a cigarette, if you will. And what was over with Dracula was smoking a cigarette. And some of you have been to Gray Hodges Park and seen this. I know you have. I am not going to elaborate.
I think you already have.
I wish somebody would reply. I've been to Gray Hodges Park. I know one that's watching tonight that has been there.
Rick, will they own up to it?
Nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. And I'm not going to call them by his name out either.
Oh.
You don't think they'd own up to it, Floyd? You don't think they'd own up to it?
I think the one I'm talking about would own up to it. I think she would think it was funny.
I bet we know who that she was.
Hey, sometimes you just can't tell on. You just can't tell on TV, man. Hey, sometimes you just can't tell on TV. Oh, and by the way, I got another bookie story for y'all a little bit later on tonight. Yeah, we'll get in a lull and back in there. We are.
Oh, I'm glad.
Charlie, tell them about Sawika.
Before I do that, I'm just glad the preacher and the deacon's back. If you telling another bookie story tonight, oh, leave me to get thrown to the dogs. Sawega Meats has any type steak you might want. We're talking about locally produced beef, folks. We're talking about all kinds of different candies. Listen, you go in Sawega here in Headland or the one on the 27 between Colquitt and Blakely, you'll find all kind of great spices, all kind of great candies, fudge. At the Headland location, they've got Working Cow dairy products, including their cheeses, their great chocolate milk. But the best beef you'll find anywhere in this part of the country, because it's produced and processed in this part of the country by our friends at Sawega Meats. Also, the best pan sausage you can put in your mouth, smoked sausage, all types of smoked pork chops, great meats, great products at the location in Colquitt between Blakely and Colquitt. They've got deer corn for sale right now. Check them out. Both locations there to serve you. Sawega Meats, locally produced beef and products for your family. Yeah, thank y'all for leaving me with him last week. And he said, I think I'll tell this tonight because the preacher and the deacon ain't here.
Y'all see what Jackie Mack put on there?
Listen, when you tell the truth, you know what? No apologies.
Some people's brain, they wouldn't have enough to drive an Aints motorcycle around.
Cigarette butt.
If there's ever been one that would tell is Jackie Mack, I promise you.
She could do it. She could do it. She's the only person I ever know that could drive an ambulance on two-wheel and do an IV at the same time. But she know it.
Hey, you reckon how many IVs that woman's put in her lifetime?
They ain't no telling. But if you want
Jackie McDonald.
Oh man, there ain't no telling, son.
If you want to ring that vein the first time, that's your gal right there now, because she don't miss.
Yep.
She don't miss.
Lord have mercy.
I love me a good nurse, man. I love me a good nurse, one that knows who you are and what's wrong with you and talks to you.
Yeah, I had to do a funeral of my favorite one. One of my favorite ones, Trellis Mark, about a month.
Amen, brother. She can tend to you now. She can see about you.
And son, shit. Now you talk about she get her feathers ruffled up about me now.
I know.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of them ladies out there getting their feathers ruffled. There's sisters out there.
We got in a tight spot about you with the strawberry pie that time over on the I'll never forget that, man. She coming. She fit getting her automobile coming over there to
You don't mess with her, preacher boy.
No, look at here. If we ain't figured out by now, the women out there at Flat Creek Baptist Church love Marvin. In case they didn't hear, I told the story with Floyd last week. Sunday was a week ago. He preached a sermon and it was on the 23rd Psalm, and he got to the part about restoreth my soul. He says, now y'all know what restore is. Well, what's the store?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean? You pointing people, calling them out, and he said, it means like ladies at night when you take that makeup off and you put it back on the next morning, you restore.
You see,
if he'd left it, wait a minute, if he left it there, it would have been fine. But no. Marvin loads that gun again. He said, I heard somebody say one time, you ever notice, what do you think about all these older women that wear all this makeup? And the other fellow said, well, I ain't never seen an old barn that didn't need a new coat of paint.
He keeps on.
He'll dig a hole.
And them folks out there at Flat Creek, they don't care. They love
it.
They was probably amening him, I imagine.
They were.
He get back and say, hey, I just flatulated all over the place.
Right, yeah. He got them women that sit over in that amen corner. But it don't make no difference. Every time he sneezes, they holler amen. Amen.
There's one.
Should have moaning and groaning out there.
That's what
there's one that goes by the name of.
Time or two and listen to it.
Listen,
he's gonna call me out. That's why I don't go out there. He'll call me out.
Yeah, he's called you out before.
Use me as a for instance.
Listen, I was sitting up there in the balcony one day, Floyd, and you remember this? He made a mistake, and he said, "That Charlie Platt, don't you tell Billy Kimball about this."
I know.
And my phone goes off, and it's Floyd's saying, "I heard him."
He's unreal, man.
But he can do no wrong.
I'll tell you what old Marvin is, though. That he's there when you need him, baby.
Yeah, he's there.
Oxygen in the
He preaches by the book too.
He preaches by the book. You don't have to have no special interpretation of what Marvin said. Ain't that the way it ought to be?
Hey,
that's it.
I know how to do it.
If you get your feelings hurt, too bad.
Myself can understand what he's saying.
Speaking of understanding someplace, Floyd, you understand this place very well.
Man, I understand. I know it well. That's one of the best places I ever bought any kind of seafood in my life. In my life is that place right there. And there it is. That's just a sampling of it right there. What y'all want to get? I'll tell you, you see that salmon right there in the middle of that screen right there? Try some of that. Get your little olive oil in your frying pan there. Get your frying pan. Not screaming hot, but get it kind of pretty hot there. She'll cut you some little fillets off of that, some little steaks off of that. Put them in some olive oil. And kind of fry them in that olive oil there. And when you get them done, when you get them just right, and you don't know when they're right. When you get them right, put them on a plate, put you a little bit of butter and lemon juice on them. Come on. Elderberry syrup. I call it that elderberry elixir. That's supposed to be good for about everything that they are. I think Bookie uses that stuff sometimes.
Hey, Floyd, let me stop you and tell you this. If anybody wants oysters next weekend for the college football kickoff weekend, you need to let Ziggy know by Tuesday at noon. She's making a run. She can bring you back fresh oysters for the college football kickoff weekend, but she needs to know by Tuesday at noon.
All right. And she, you know where she's going? She's going down to Apalachicola to pick up them good Cedar Key oysters down there. She's got it. She's got the connection with the seafood. She knows seafood. She knows the business. She knows what's good. She knows what'll work and what won't work. Y'all go see her. Ziggy B's right here in Colquitt, Georgia.
Yeah, look at
you got Rojo on your side there,
yeah.
Mark. Look at that. Well, Rojo, I didn't call your name out while ago now.
You didn't have to.
Oh, Lord. And we got folks tuning in there. Look at all these folks tuning in there.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're everywhere.
They tuned in from everywhere. It went from Hazelhurst over there. Miss Cheryl Williams. She's watching us from Hazelhurst, Georgia. Now tell me we don't reach out. Tell me we don't reach out to the public.
Yeah. You can't get Hazelhurst from here.
Yes, it take you a while. It take you a while.
Go a lot of places.
They ain't no easy way to get to Hazelhurst, Georgia from here.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Them auctions, mercy, have mercy.
Floyd. if you're riding with Eddie Garner, there is a good way to get to Hazelhurst,
Yeah,
Georgia. That's it.
you were on a winged vehicle at that time. Yeah.
Mhm.
You've
Yes,
been
sir.
there. Mighty knows. Have mercy. I hope I don't never have to get on another airplane again, as long as I live. I
Hey, was
loathe the airplane.
saw this today, thought it was a pretty neat little thing. 1956 Chevrolet advertisement right there. All the pickup trucks, sedans, even a Suburban. Didn't know they made a Suburban in
I
50.
didn't know they made one back then. Who did? That's it.
School bus chassis, everything. I was kind of impressed.
Well, they put them bluebird bodies on them. They make a chassis, and I think I've seen one of them sedan deliveries, and I saw a bunch of them pickup trucks, and a panel truck probably, but I never did see a carry-all Suburban, and I don't think I ever saw a forward control chassis. I don't know what that is, but
Yeah,
I
you
seen
have.
body trucks. That's what they haul them hogs in.
That was
That's what they
that was
haul
them
them hogs.
old bread trucks right there, Floyd.
Oh, bread. That's exactly what that is, Queez. A bread truck.
That's
Yes, sir.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I worked on
Rolling
many one of
store.
them.
Yeah, I bet because there's one up in the woods up there in Hentown. They say was Mister Pete, one of Mister Pete White's, like
I
a
got a picture of it. I got a picture of it. I got a picture of the rolling store in my office out there. Sure
wow.
have. I'm gonna put it up there when I'm on. That might be a trivia question. What is this? I
You
also
know
let
that.
me, Charlie. You'll know what I'm talking about. The Hustler peanut pickers. You remember them? Hustler.
Yellow in color. Yellow in color.
All right. Start out with they were red with a yellow basket with a beige basket on it. I know
Correct.
where I know where serial number 001 is in the woods, Harrington Manufacturing Company. In my getting
Really?
around and doing around, Harrington Manufacturing Company made the Hustler peanut. They were Roanoke's to start with, and then it was Hustler, but 001. That is the prototype Hustler. I know where it's sitting at. I can take you to it. It's in a graveyard in the woods in Early County, Georgia.
How
Is
about
it
that?
is it in the upcoming auction
Mhm.
anytime?
I'm gonna keep that. That's gonna be a military secret right there.
You see what Levon Nichols said? He's got
Yeah.
his tag displayed, and that people come in and they already people know about us up where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
They watch us on Thursday. How about that? Thank you,
Mhm.
Miss Levon. We appreciate that. I'm glad you got your car tag, girl.
All right, it is time right now. Southern Hissy Fits trivia time. 109 West College Street, 229-726-4825 or 308-3360. Come out there and see Miss Vicky. Tell her what you need in the embroidery or custom line. If she doesn't have it in stock, she can order it for you, or you can bring your own garments in and she'll do that for you. Anything you need, you can get it right there at Southern Hissy Fit. Service with a smile. Service with a smile. And the brains behind the operation, Mr. Hal Austin himself, is there most of the time. And I promise you, you will get service with a smile at Southern Hissy Fit. And
Easy now, Marvin. Easy now. You need to get back in your lane over there now.
the winner will receive compliments of Southern Hissy Fits, a Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show tag, customized tag like Mr. Levon Nichols has proudly.
Miss Levon Nichols.
I'm
Marvin, if you would just restrain, just go ahead.
Necro to
Thank
pay.
you, Levon. We appreciate you watching us. Sorry if you have tuned us out, but go ahead.
oh man. Anyway, the winner will receive a car tag to whoever it goes to. Compliments of Southern Hissy Fits. Now, all right, This trivia question came from Cheevertown, Georgia. So you'll know where it came from. Cheevertown, Georgia. He wanted me to put this trivia question on. So this is a little different trivia question tonight. This is a semi with a Hobbs mud flap on it. Who drove that semi?
I know.
Yep.
Who drove that semi right there? Who drove the semi with the Hobbs mud flaps on it? Very, and he said you can't find this picture. I don't know how he got it, but anyway, who drove this semi right here with the Hobbs mud flaps on it? 229254. Well, look yonder,
Hey,
boy.
yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Look there. The lawyer
That ain't who drove it.
has done won it.
Who?
You got to come up with some. You got to come up with something.
That ain't who drove it.
Go on these things.
Huh?
That ain't who drove the truck.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, no.
Oh, well,
Uh-uh.
then he ain't right. Then you know the answer. I don't.
I do know. You want me to tell you who drove the truck?
Who drove the truck?
Cletus.
That's right.
That was his name. Cletus. He drove that
No,
truck.
no, and no kin to
And
Hank.
he got
Remember?
it. He got it. Yeah, Ziegler got it. He's the
He
man.
got his
Cleveland
real
was a
name.
sidekick.
He did.
He
Yeah.
got it because he was. I mean, he had the real name.
Yeah. Well, he's a real lawyer, so he knows that kind of stuff.
He
He
gets
knows
to the
that.
point.
He deals with nothing but the facts.
Cheevertown said, and I probably because they probably wouldn't have nobody got it. What was on the back of the mud flap of the semi driven in Smoking the Bandit 1?
Well, who was riding with him in the truck?
That was him.
Who
No.
was
That
riding with him?
Fred was
Fred.
riding with him.
Fred was
Fred.
riding
Yeah,
with him.
that's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's the greatest movie of all time, right there. Fred was
That
riding with
the
him.
famous line for the movie was "Hold on to your Fred."
Well, the lawyer was the first one there, and he of course he come out. He said,
Right.
"All sit down now. I done got it." So he
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That's what he
You
is. Though. But
know,
see, that's a lawyer. He don't cut through. He don't play around. He goes straight for the throat. He
Well, the
kills. He
right.
goes straight for the facts.
and it is the question came in tonight from Cheevertown, Georgia, and we appreciate them giving us that. And hey, I'll get it to you, Mr. Shingler. We will get you your car tag so you can display it loud and proud
Yeah.
of the Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. All right, Floyd, you said you had a Bookie story.
Y'all ready for it?
We
Yeah.
ready.
Somebody, y'all heard the Boogie last week, man. I was telling me and Charlie, and I didn't tell the story last week on account of the preacher. I told the story on account of the preacher and the deacon wasn't here last night, so they would be
Right.
offended by talk like that. And if you are offended by anything that I told about the joke with Bookie last week, you need to change channels.
Uh-oh.
Switch us off. But anyway, Boogie, he married a Luther Nail. And Boogie and Luther Nail been married a pretty good while, And Boogie, he couldn't rouse up Luther Nail, couldn't get her aroused, And he had a problem with that. So he went to the doctor. He said, I can't, I get roused up. And said, my wife Luther Nail said she won't get roused up with me. Said, we got problems. What can I do about that problem with her? Said, ain't no means I'm roused all the time. Can't get her roused. I hope y'all understand what roused means. What that means? Then you go to the doctor. Doctor said, well, he said, it's Mr. Kimball said, I've got some. And it's Mookie Kimbrell. He's my cousin, so don't go, off the handle about me telling stories out of school on Mookie. He said, well, Mr. Kimball says, I have we have a what do you call these medicines when they ain't really got out yet? They kind of, what do you call them? A exploratory or something like that. Well, they trial medicine. Yeah. He said, we have experimental medicine that we have.
Ooh.
He said, I've been given some. And he said, what? He said, what does your wife like to eat? Yeah. He like eat butter bean, black pea, cornbread, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, He said, well, he said, this is kind of like a white powder, so probably it would be better if you put it on her mashed potatoes. So I'm going to give you a capsule. And he said, what you need to do is sprinkle it on her mashed potatoes. he said it's supposed to arouse her, make her, ready, to copulate with you. He said, what is that? What, one capsule on there? He said, yeah, just crack it up, put it on a mashed potato. He said, I can do that. So anyway, he went through that process, and about 3 days later, he come back into the doctor's office, and he said, "Well, yeah, I tell you what, I got a problem with that, doctor." And the doctor said, "What you got a problem with that?" "Well, it said that spearmint medicine that you give me there for hallucinating my wife." He said, "We were eating so night." He said, "I got that capsule out with that white powder in it." He said, she had gone back in there to the bathroom, and I give me an opportunity to sprinkle that powder on the mashed potato. And he said, I don't want that cat food and I sprinkle on the mashed potatoes. He said, he come back on in there, and said, she sat down and started eating the chicken. And then she started eating on them mashed potatoes. And she said, man, she made that whole bowl of mashed potatoes up right there. And I said, ooh, I hope it's still wet. He said, in about that time, he said, it kicked in. He said, she stood up. He said, I still sitting at the table eating. He said, she stood up and she started snatching her clothes off. She said, she started over on me, started snatching my clothes off. She was all nuzzling all over me. Feeling of me, get me all riled up. He said, I got all riled up, and she got all riled up. And then the next thing I know, that she's standing up that book naked, and she done got all my clothes snatched off of me. And she reached over and swooped everything off the table on the floor of that and said, let's get it on. And he said, and we did. He said, we started sparking. He said, we had parts flying everywhere. And he said, and then just in a few minutes, he said the table just broke down to the floor. The toilet table all the pieces. And the doctor said, "Oh my God!" Said, "I'm so sorry." Said, "Listen, this is an experimental drug." Said, "I think we can pay for the table. How much? What's the table cost?" He said, "Nah, then you don't have to worry about the table." He said, "No, we've been banned from the Kentucky Fried Chicken place." Hey, if y'all
Can't
got
make it
the
up.
wrong idea, that y'all probably ain't mine.
Oh, Lord.
Woo!
Oh, Queasel, tell them about the holstered knife.
Well, we've been sitting here tonight and talking about all these situations. I tell you, we in a time where we need to protect ourselves. You can't go nowhere to fulfill your Second Amendment duties than right there at the holstered nine. They got anything you need for your personal protection, and we laugh and joke and cut up about stuff on here all the time. But that ain't I ain't laughing and joking and cutting up about that. We live in a time now where you better have something to protect yourself with. They got anything you want, any kind of handgun, any kind of pistol, kind of long rifle. They got it. If you don't know exactly what you need, they can help you make that choice. Hunting season is knocking on the door, so get ready. They got any kind of shotgun you need, any kind of deer rifle. They got some snake shooting guns in there. Look like we need them pretty regular. Any kind of ammunition. If it has to do with a firearm, they got it. They got the holsters for the pistols, anything you might need. Scope, one stop gun shop. That's the holstered nine. You step right next door to Phillips Auto Parts. All your automotive and your farming and your trucking needs, they got it. Any kind of oil you want, they got it from a quart all the way to a 55-gallon drum. Whatever it is you need, they got it. They got stuff to keep your vehicle clean and shiny and smelling good. They got a gift shop for the ladies, so you can pick up some fine gifts in there. And don't forget, they are the home of the world renowned Floyd B. Lloyd Rabbit Pellet Grills. Got the rabbit pellets, all different flavor of rabbit pellets to go with it. Go by, see them, the Holstered 9, Phillips Auto Parts, 27 South, just off the square, right under those two big, beautiful American flags. Go see them today.
Don't you know there's some Yankees watching that says rabbit pellets, flavored rabbit. Can we order some of those rabbit pellets back
Rick, you
here
can
in
get them
Georgia?
on Amazon.
That's it.
I want to know where you get some of them
Send us,
capsules.
send us $29.95 and we'll get you a rabbit pellet.
Some capsules. Oh no. Y'all don't have to make me do stuff like that.
Wait, it's it's well, what y'all say? Nothing but the truth.
Ain't
That's
nothing but
it.
the truth. That's all we
Nothing
have,
but the
nothing but the
truth.
truth. Ain't nobody offended by it. Oh, that man, a good joke is good for everybody. Let me tell you what y'all better do out there. Listen to me. Any of y'all all sold up, all offended by anything we say, we don't tell nothing but the truth. And hey, listen, let me tell you something else. We profess to be Christian men, and that's what we are. And like we said earlier, God and Jesus Christ has a sense of humor. He better have. He better have a sense of humor. But we just sit here with that. If you're offended by that, like I say, like Marvin says, tune in to somebody else, man. Tune in to Democratic National Convention. I guarantee you, you'll get your feel of that pretty quick. It won't take long. So anyway,
There was
you better laugh every chance you get,
you sure
because
had.
there's gonna be one day you're gonna wake up and they ain't nothing gonna be funny.
And
Well, here's the
Nothing.
latest update. Here's the latest update. Tampon Tim has made it to the convention. Go ahead.
wow. Well, see, Floyd, here's the thing you got to look at. You didn't say one offensive word. You
No.
didn't say one vulgar word. All you talked about was eating at,
Eating mashed taters, you know.
and you took them to the line, and all them people crossed the line.
They
And
think whatever they want to think.
yep,
It don't
yep, yep,
bother me.
yep,
That's
yep.
it. See, that's the
Yellow.
way that's the way humor ought to be. That's the way it used to be. You
We
know.
got
I don't
folks
know. I'm
wanting
on the
to.
show.
We got some folks wanting to buy the medicine. If you look over there, Floyd,
Okay. All
can
right.
you get him a bottle of that, please?
Yeah. Go ahead and text Marvin and send us your name and address. We'll send it to you COD.
Hey, we sell carbon credits too. So if you can either get some of that
Yeah,
white powdered medicine, or you can get some carbon credits. We'll sell
Hey,
it.
he can go up there to Ziggy B's and get some of that elixir. That's about the next
yeah,
best thing.
yeah.
I'm going to
Hey,
tell you
Quiz
now.
was a testimony on the elixir
Yes,
in there.
sir. Yes,
Hey, I'm gonna
sir.
tell y'all. You're talking about vulgarity. Go to Breitbart.com and read the article "Party of Women" about the words that the rapper used on the floor with our senator and congressman from the great state of Georgia at the Democratic National Convention.
And they
One,
proud of it, Marvin. They
Oh,
standing up
yeah.
there laughing just like they got good sense, grinning with him. Yeah, go check that out. All you Christian Democrats, y'all check that out. Our just representative, congressional representative from the second district of Georgia, and that great senator from the great state of Georgia, Reverend, if you will, Raphael Warnock. He's standing up there with a rapper. And I'm not going to tell you we don't talk vulgar talk on here. I'm not going to tell you what the words are, the lyrics are in his songs. But go check it out. Y'all check it out, and then let us know how your Christian faith has led you to vote for a Democrat. Please.
Yes.
Repulsive, man. It's unreal. It's unreal what this country has come to. What people are going. How low they will stoop. But it's all about power and money. That's all. It's all about power and money. That's all you got to do. Just look
hey
it up.
Floyd, tell them about our good friends,
Oh
right?
man, I love them folks right there. Last night me and Nadine got our little Wednesday night special from them, man. A little 2-piece catfish fillet with some of the best French fries you ever had in your life. Home fries right there. TK's Bar and Grill, Cockwood, Georgia. Great folks, great place to do business with. Go in there, sit down and eat. Take your wife in there, take your mom and dad in there. Go in there, sit down and eat. And y'all have your good supper, good steaks, good free fish, good shrimp, whatever you want. Good salad. Got a great salad bar in there. Just help yourself. Go in there to TK's Bar and Grill in Cockwood, Georgia, right there on 571 North Cuthbert Street, going right out of Cockwood. Look over on your left, and you'll see that place right there. Go in there and get you something good to eat. TK's Bar and Grill.
Mm-hmm. I'm hungry.
Hey guys, Berry Hill Auctioneers. Great friend, great confidant, fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show since day one. Our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of Floyd's list of impossibilities and a whole lot more. And that is none other than Mr. T.C. Berryhill of Berryhill Auctioneers, www.berryhillauctioneers.com. Check him out on the worldwide web. Our friend T.C. Berryhill.
Amen. One of my old good buddies, we I think about TC all the time. I don't talk to him like I ought to talk to him. He's a busy man doing auctions all over the United States, but he's a good guy. He's one of my good friends, mine and Nadine's. We learned to love him early, way back on about 1986 and 1987, TC. But he's one of our best sponsors, been with us for a long time. Goes ahead and watches us whenever he can, whenever he's not doing an auction somewhere. Berryhill Auctioneers, one of our good sponsors. We love him. Check him out. Impossibility, Floyd's list of impossibilities. Impossibility that any group of people gathered together during the last 100 years have been uglier, more demonic than the fools gathered at the Chicago for the Democrat National Convention. Show them, if you will. Impossibility that Hillary Clinton is other than a bitter, corrupt, amoral, unethical, smelly traitor. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Get some feedback from some of you folks up there on Martha's Vineyard. Impossibility that you can gather. Impossibility that the Democrat convention would have lasted 2 hours if they had talked about their record and anything that they have accomplished other than demeaning Donald Trump. That's it. That's what the whole convention has been about. Donald Trump and how bad he is. They have mentioned Donald Trump more than they have mentioned anybody else in their whole convention. Impossibility that any biological man pretending to be a woman will ever need a woman's hygiene product. Show me where you gonna put that thing, if you will. Impossibility that Bill Clinton has ever bought Hillary Clinton anything from Fredericks of Hollywood. Anything. Here's another impossibility. Anything that Fredericks of Hollywood has in its stock that would fit Hillary Clinton. Any possibility that Hillary Clinton's drawers smell like anything other than boiled rutabagas. Impossibility that Joe Biden can go 8 hours without having a bowel evacuation in his depends.
So Floyd, you would not want to see Hillary in like a sheer negligee.
Ooh, have mercy. Spare me from that boy.
What had you rather do than see that?
I got a tomcat out here. I got a yellow and white tomcat, and his name is Boll Weevil. That's his name. I would rather be there, and he's got a tail that's that long. It's longer than Reverend Tussle Johnson's zipper. I would rather be out there with Boll Weevil, holding him by the nape of the neck and trying to stick a string into his rectum.
In the trunk of your car.
Yeah, that's where I'd rather be. Yeah. Bermuda with shorts on, shorts and no shirt on. Then visualize that. Can you imagine?
Without a painkiller.
Yeah. Where's the Johnny Walker when you need it?
That's what I was talking about.
Where's the Johnny Walker? Ain't enough Johnny Walker. They don't make enough. They ain't fermented enough to do that.
Oh man, that's pretty good right there. I don't care who you are, Charlie. Here,
Hey, thanks to the folks. Oh, Kelly Crop Insurance for helping about out each week on this get together that we do on Thursday nights. Now, I don't know what, I know y'all elect the wrong representative over there, and I know y'all do elect the wrong senators over there in Georgia. We're obviously doing a better job because we got rain yesterday and today in a
Amen,
lot of
brother.
locations of southeast Alabama. Uh,
mm,
we've got a little chance coming up this weekend, but then the rain kind of fades off to a hit and miss shower every now and then. Enjoy tomorrow's high of 88 degrees. Might hit 90 in some locations, but a little bit cooler air for the weekend. And then we get hot again toward the mid to latter part of next week. But tonight, we got some areas around here. Temperature could dip to about 65 degrees or so, and that's going to be feeling nice in the morning. They got they're new. I don't think he's new, but somebody called me and said, "Do you have any connections to that bunch out at Channel 18?" I said, "Not no, but you know what?" No, they said, "Well, that meteorologist, the chief meteorologist, said that once that cold front came through, this was 2 nights ago. It said the low in the morning might be 70 degrees. You could use a light jacket going out early in the morning."
Man.
And I thought, that fool must be from Martha's Vineyard or somewhere up there.
Minnesota. He's from Minnesota.
we, do, we do not use jackets around here until the temperature drops to about 40 degrees with a 40-mile-an-hour wind. But bless his heart. He might be from Minnesota. I got to check that out, Floyd. Pray for this nation. Good buddy of mine, Pastor Keener Batchelor. You remember Keener, don't you, Marvin? Yeah, I believe you do.
yeah, I do.
Over here from New Life Church, he posted today. Pray for our nation. Pray for our nation to have godly leaders.
Ooh, mercy.
Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that, and without ceasing between now and 5 November. And don't lose hope. I'm hoping that as soon as Kamala gets in a debate situation or has to, if somebody in the media just clothesline her and say, "Look, lady, or whatever you are, we're going to ask you some questions." Maybe if the country found out exactly what she's all about, and we continue to pray for godly leaders, that we'll see something in November that will be. We'll have to give God the glory for it, but it's going to take a lot of prayer, a lot of prayer to get this nation back to where it needs to be. Queasel?
Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, I agree with you, brother. We need to pray for this country. It's going downhill more and more every day. Let's pray that God's will be done in this election. But I'd like to take just a moment, just maybe for just do a little something personal. I spent, I think, 2 days in Dothan last week. Spent 3 days in Dothan this week. Been Dothan every day except Monday this week. And y'all all know the little bout I had with my kidney and all that back a couple of years ago. Well, it's time for all them tests again and make sure everything was okay and had to get this tested and that tested and this kind of gram and this kind of scan and all this stuff. But I just want to give my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ the credit. Everything come back clear. The doctor said,
Great.
Queasel, I don't see nothing wrong with you. You are good to go. We'll see you again in about 6 months or so, and we'll scan again. But I just want to give the Lord credit. I'm a happy man today. Finally got all the results in today. Everything is clear. Everything is good. And if you don't believe the Lord answers prayers, you looking at a prayer that the heap of people that prayed for me when I was sick. A lot of y'all prayed for me, and I will never forget it. And God has continued to answer those prayers. I got godly doctors, and I am thankful for them. And I just wanted to take a moment and just publicly thank my Lord and Savior for answering my prayers and giving me a clean bill of health. Floyd.
Thank you, Queasel. God bless you, man, and God bless those doctors and you for finding that thing early and getting all that done. Uh, God works in all kind of different people to cure people. So y'all all remember that. Nothing
Yes, sir.
stronger in this world than prayer. You better.
Amen.
And
That's
with
it.
that, I
Amen.
want you to always exercise your Second Amendment rights. Please do that in order to protect yourself and your family. Do that for us. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. You still have those rights. And I pray to God that we'll continue to have those rights. Be vigilant of your surroundings. And they said, what do you mean, Floyd? I said, well, know where you are. Look around. What's
Mhm.
going on around you? Check folks out. It don't matter if somebody in your car, somebody next to you pull up to a traffic light and something don't seem right. Look at them. Look at them. Read them. Be vigilant of your surroundings. It's not just a statement that I'm making. I'm telling you that so you'll know what's going on in your life. I know people that they walk around and they are oblivious to what's going on around them. They'll be in a they'll be in a mall and they'll walk out to their car and they'll have that thing right there stuck right in front of their face. Especially some of you young people, especially some of you young girls that do that. Put their phone down. Be vigilant of your surroundings. Surround yourself with like-minded people. That means people that you know are not going to cause you any kind of heartache or any kind of chaos. Surround yourself with like-minded people, and tonight when you lay down and go to sleep, and here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's something I'm going to tell you before I tell you that. If you got somebody in your life, some older person or some kinfolks or some a relationship with people you hadn't talked to in a long time, or people that's in your past that you love, that you loved and you had kind of forgot about them, call them up. Call them up and tell them that you're thinking about them. Say, I just want to talk to you, man. I hadn't heard your voice in a long time. I just want to talk to you. And especially if you got an elderly parent or grandmother or grandfather, call them up and talk to them. Tell them you love them and ask them if there's anything I can do about you, do for you. You know, it ain't no big deal. Everybody's got a phone. Everybody got a cell phone. Everybody's got one. It ain't gonna take nothing out of your life to do that. It ain't gonna cost you a dime to do that. It ain't no long distance call. Just call them and talk to them and tell them, say, I love you. Say, is there anything I can do about you? Please do that for me. And tonight, when you lay down and put your head on that pillow and you start going to sleep, start thanking God for what He's done for you today. And you'll go to sleep, so you'll be thanking Him. Go ahead on there, Mark.
Hey guys, y'all know we love you. Appreciate you joining us every Thursday night. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Right here every Thursday night. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Big shout out to Shingler Law, Stowega Meat Company, Ziggy Bees, Holster 9, TK's Bar and Grill, Southern Hissy Fits, Berry Hill Auctioneers, and Kelly Crop Insurance for being a sponsor right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. You know what I'm going to tell you? Sunday's coming. Go to church if you can. Worship the Lord. Give him his due. Give him his due. Our scripture tonight comes from the Old Testament, the book of Genesis. God promised, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Guys, you know we love you. We appreciate you. Every week, y'all invite us into your home and wherever you are. I do want to tell you that the snakes are crawling. We showed you a picture tonight. Make sure you're careful when you're outside. They are moving. They are crawling. You need to be careful. Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise right here, same time, same place next week. We're going to be right here, back for more truth, more for a good time, more for laughs, more for things that you will not hear anywhere else, but right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show on Facebook and YouTube. But until then, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter who you're with or who you do it with or where you are, always be
Be particular.
love y'all.
Immaculate.
See y'all.